I would start with sterling, and we've been bearish on sterling for a very long time. So I think the question with sterling,
been a patience game.
For the last 5 or 6 years, we've been consistently short sterling, and actually took a bit of that position out towards the end of last year. But I mean, that still looks like it's got further to fall over the long term, but you're going to have to take an awful lot of risk in the short term if you want to take that position. So I would be very conscious of taking that at the moment if I'm worried about the next month or two, because trying to predict currencies in the short term is a bit of a mug's game.
This goes back to your point about taking a lot of risk for not much return. I think many had hoped 110 would flash up on sterling at one point, but we're so far away of 110.
Well, I think at the moment it's kind of holding its position between a good and a bad Brexit, isn't it? So what's going to happen, and the more we get down the bad Brexit mode, the more it heads down towards the 110 area. If we suddenly get some good news on that coming through, it's going to start flipping back upwards. But its strength at the moment against the dollar, by the way, is not sterling necessarily, it's the dollar.
So what I would say, to answer your economic questions, I don't think many people honestly believed Project Fear when we voted for Brexit. So the fact that the world didn't come to an end the day after we'd voted to leave, I think was should have been a real no surprise, because nothing has changed yet in the UK. But we think we are increasingly more cautious economically, because the fall in sterling is raising in import prices, and therefore, you know, our ability to buy things in the UK is coming under pressure. But also, one of the reasons the UK was outperforming in the last 12 months economically is that the British were borrowing to spend, whether it was on cars or other things, and our saving rate has collapsed again. Now, I think at some point everyone has to realise that they need to save for their futures. Inflation is rising in the UK, and therefore the economy is now going to look forwards to some of that type of weakness, I think, in the coming months, over and above anything we see on Brexit. You know, and Brexit will create employment uncertainty, investment uncertainty. However, we'd be on the other side. We think sterling's massively undervalued. So the question is, as it gets cheaper, we would expect to see global capital come in for sterling.